Houston, where we are interested in the way inventive minds work.
A transcript of this Engines of Our Ingenuity episode, number 2597, is online at uh.edu/engines. Additional episodes are available by podcast.
Wednesday morning here on KSJE, it is time for our weekly visit with author Ron Price, who has written a series of books about playing nice in our sandbox at work, at church, and at play. At home. Boy, so close.
So close.
So close. I'm so sorry. But anyway, 3 good books that talk about how to get along with other people. And so, welcome back. Good to have you here, of course.
Thank you, Scott. It's always a joy. Always a joy to come into the studio and visit with you for a bit.
Thank you. It's the highlight of my week as well.
I think it should be a 2-hour program.
I know you do. I know.
That's beside
We're working with the lawyers on that and your agent. He's a tough cookie, by the way. Your agent is a tough gosh. Yeah. Anyway, today we're talking about some other acronyms, A.G.I, right?
Yeah, 3 magic letters. And again, we talked last time about we're covering some chapters from my book, Play Nice in Your Sandbox at Work.
Yes, and I have it right here. Right. Cue the prop holder.
Cue the prop holder.
There it
you
is.
Go.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see the screen, but I'm assuming it's
there. It's yeah. Yes, it's beautiful. Yeah, exactly. Right, I didn't get a manicure, but close enough.
Yes, you should hold it by your face though with a smile.
So right.
That would make it even.
Got it. I hold it in front of my face.
A.G.I. Assume good intent. Scott, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay, ready.
Answer honestly.
Okay.
Have you ever hurt, frustrated, disappointed, or offended another human being when you really didn't mean to?
Today?
Good answer. Good answer. You know, when I do this in a workshop setting, I'll ask that question, and every hand will shoot up, and I say, what took you so long? We've all done that. So what's the chance then, Scott? If somebody has just hurt, frustrated, disappointed, or offended you, maybe they didn't mean to. Maybe it was inadvertent, accidental.
Oh, no. They were on purpose. Oh, they were on purpose. I did it, not intentionally.
See, you're doing A.B.I., assume bad intent.
That's right.
A.G.I., assume, you know what, they probably didn't mean to do that. And ask yourself questions like, what's the best possible reason he or she just did such an incredibly bonehead, hurtful, stupid, insensitive thing? You know what you're going to come up with? You know, I know his kid's been in some trouble lately, and that's wearing on him. Or I know her mom's been real sick. Or, Scott, I hope I'm not saying make excuses for bad behavior. I would never want to say that. But life is hard. Life is hard. And we're none of us always at our best. What's that expression? 24/7, 365. We're going to have moments where you come across us the wrong way. We're going to let you know it. It's not because we're evil or demented or hostile people. It's because we're having a bad day that day, and you happen to come across our path. But if you react to the verbal attack, whatever, you just created the conflict. Not them. The first person does whatever they do for, again, whatever reason. They're probably hurting. And hurting people are going to hurt people. If you react, oh yeah, the fight is on and you caused it. But what if you could step back and again ask yourself, what's the best possible reason that, you know, what's going on with them? Don't worry about what's going on with you so much. There's a guy in Georgia named Ken Futch. He's a public speaker and gifted man. He wrote the book, Take Your Best Shot. And he has an expression, if somebody says something to him that he finds offensive, he'll very calmly say, well, that sounded like an attack. Is that how you meant it? Do you hear the beauty in those words?
Yeah, it definitely turns it back around a little bit, doesn't it?
Thank you. It's exactly what it does. He doesn't say, now that sounded like an attack. Is that how you meant it? Oh, the fight is on. He very calmly, non-threateningly, or that sounded like a put down. Is that how you meant it? And as you just said, wise radio host, it puts it back on them to call attention to what they've done. And odds are they're going to say, you know what? No, I'm sorry. I've got this going on, and I'm sorry I shouldn't have taken it out on you. Please forgive me. Conflict prevented. I never recommend trying to avoid conflict, Scott, for 2 reasons. Number one, you can't do it. Conflict will find you.
Right.
You can't avoid it. But number two, it usually makes matters worse if you just try to sweep it under the rug, as they say. But preventing trivial matters from blowing up on you, that you can do by the list of 10 teaching that we gave last week and by assuming good intent. Your first assumption is, hey, they're having a bad day and they just happen to take it out on me. You can minister to their pain. You don't have to react to the attack. Now, if it's a physical attack, or come on, if it's very emotionally laden, that brings it to a different category. But if somebody's just said something you don't like or did something, more times than not, you can probably assume good intent and prevent a conflict that you don't need, want, or deserve.
There you
Sound
go.
good?
Does sound good. You know when I use this? I use this almost every day when I'm driving.
Oh, okay.
And someone has done some boneheaded thing on the road.
Yes.
And I assume that they are stressed out or dealing with something else, and just, give them a little bit of a extra room.
Yeah. You know what, Scott, now that you mention that, it's funny how often I'll get upset with somebody and then I'll quickly realize, wait a minute, I've done that.
Well, yeah. Right.
Somebody cuts in front of me and wait a minute, I've done that.
Right. Yeah.
So,
unless they're on the phone, then they get honked at. But other than that,
okay.
yeah, there you go. Thanks, Ryan.
You bet.
Ron Price, he is with me every Wednesday right here on KSJE Farmington.